we'd like to welcome you to our mini-series where we're going to feature a few of the mentees that we kind of mentored throughout the year and for the past few years. Our first guest is actually going to be a young man by the name of Kasey Davis. I had the privilege of meeting Kasey a few years ago. He was a sophomore at KIPP Academy. For the next few minutes, I want you guys to be able to sit back, relax, and really listen to what Kasey has to say. He tells a really inspiring, intriguing story about his journey from high school, coming from one of the toughest areas in Southeast DC, and then being able to transition that to New Orleans and attend Loyola University. So I really want you guys to key in on a few things that he says. One of those is his experiences traveling over to China, being able to really travel over, see some more land, and how that really expanded his mind. Another thing that I really want you guys to pay attention to is when he talks about just the importance of having a mentor, but more specifically a mentor that is going to walk with him and that really not only talks the talk, but actually walks the walk. It kind of reminded me of a poem by Edgar A. Guest. And from that poem, one of the lines that shared is, "I'd rather see a sermon than hear one any day. I'd rather one to walk with me than merely show me the way." So just sit back, relax, listen to Kasey, and really enjoy the conversation and the dialogue.
Hip-hop, 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 hooray, hip-hop, hooray, hip-hop, hooray. Too many rappers lying today. Hip-hop, hooray, hip-hop, hooray, hip-hop, hooray. Too many rappers lying today. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. You need more people.
So who are you?
My name is Kasey Davis, born and raised in Southeast Washington, D.C. And I'm just me.
So how do you know Tight, one half of the FreeLunch Podcast?
Jeremy, me and Jeremy go way back. He was my mentor since 10th grade in high school. I went to a KIPP school. They have it all over the country. Yeah, he was my mentor when I was there and helped me a lot.
How did he help you?
He helped me do my homework and helped me graduate from high school and helped me realize that it's more than what's in my city. He helped me. One reason why I wanted to go down in the South, experience the South, made me feel like I think I could make it down there too. I go to school at Loyola University. I'm a rising junior studying finance. Okay, so you attend school in New Orleans?
Yeah, New Orleans. How did the experience from DC, was that a cultural shock, or how did transitioning from Washington DC to New Orleans affect you?
Transitioning from Southeast Washington DC to the uptown part of New Orleans was a bit of a culture shock, but being New Orleans, it still has its own culture, just like DC has its own culture, so it was similar in that kind of way, but it was different because I was being around different types of people compared to just being around all black people in Southeast DC, all black, lower income.
So tell people, so for people that don't know, that aren't used to DC, just tell them a little bit about Southeast DC.
Alright, Southeast DC is like, for people, some people, tourists, or people looking from the outside looking in would probably say it's like a dangerous spot. Probably they don't want to go there, they don't want to take their fancy cars there, they don't want to buy any coffee over there. But for me, growing up in there my whole life, it just seemed, to me, I'm safe there. You gotta be careful in certain areas, but that's everywhere though. Be cautious. To me, I'm safe. Everybody is just poor. Well, not poor, but like lower income. They don't really got it like that. Mostly black people. Well, all black people right now. It's starting to change because it's being gentrified. but mostly black people. Very historic. They have a lot of historic places in there. A lot of historic buildings, Southeast DC. It kind of has like a bad reputation. Like, well, a lot of cities in the U.S. It's that area of DC that may have a bad reputation. Some people think negative about it.
I had the opportunity to get to really know Kasey and get to really know you, but for the FreeLunch Podcast fans and for the audience, if you could really just walk us through your journey from high school to college, because you kind of touched on it earlier, but I think it's important for the audience to know about some of your experiences from going to China, to staying in the woods, to going to getting that quote unquote juice from shaking the president's hand, to going to see Tiger Woods play and falling asleep. Can you just kind of share with the audience, because essentially you come from Southeast DC, low income, a lot of violence, known for violence in Washington DC, but you were able to attend Kemp Academy, and from that experience you were able to really do a lot of things that other students haven't had a chance to do. So can you just touch on some of your experiences from 10th grade to 12th grade and what that taught you?
All right. Well, being a part of KIP DC College Prep, they have helped me get into a lot of programs. A lot of summer programs, internships. So one of those that they helped me get into by my counselor, Ms. Kim Graham, she helped me get into internship program, learning Mandarin Chinese on H Street with HSCDC, HD Community Development Corporation. Internship with learning Chinese and get paid to learn Chinese and learn about the China culture. And then that was my 10th grade year.
So from that experience, so you went every Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Every Saturday morning you would go to this program, and from attending that program, you were then fortunate enough to go to China.
Yeah. In the summertime, the program ended up with us going to China.
Okay, so tell us about your experience going to China and what that did for you.
All right. Well, spending 3 weeks in China was very. It taught me a lot. First of all, it made me realize that I wanted to learn another language, wanted to travel abroad again, study study Chinese and learn more about the Chinese culture. So after doing that, I decided I want to travel some more, and also want to go back to China. So now that's why I'm studying Chinese right now, and plan on studying abroad next spring.
Oh, really?
Next spring, yeah.
Oh, okay. So do you still speak a little Chinese?
Yes, I do.
So can you say something for the audience?
今天好, Today is a good day.
Okay. That's good. So what would you say if you was talking to other students about your experience traveling abroad, and what would you tell them about that experience?
Well, you should always. Well, when you go to college, you should definitely travel abroad. And it opens your mind up, teach you new things. You learn a lot of different cultures. Learn about how other people live. You're not so like closed-minded. It's a great experience.
Okay, so the summer of your junior year, you learned Chinese, and then you were able to go to China for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So one of the stories that you tell is how they thought you were who?
Oh, Wale. They thought I was Wale because I had dreads. Yeah.
You used to have dreads, and all of the people over there thought you were Wale.
Yeah, that's pretty common. So like the black people, they not used to saying black people. So when they do see black people, they think they famous. And so most of the black people that I've talked to and been there, they go to the clubs in the VIP section, and they get their own entourage and everything because they just say that they somebody famous. Like one of my cousins, who's also fluent in Chinese, he just said he was a famous runner, and then he and his friends got into the club for free, got VIP status and all that. So it's not as common.
So tell us about your junior year and tell us about the experience you had going and staying in the woods.
Oh yeah, so another program that Kip has helped me get into called NOLS program, National Outdoor Leadership School. That's what it stands for. It was just it's a 2-week expedition. No, it's 3 week. It's a 3-week expedition hike in the Rocky Mountains woods in Wyoming. That was crazy. I still can't believe that I did it. I want to do it again, but I can't believe that I did it. It was backpacking and hiking. So the first week was very difficult, but then I got used to it, and then it got past. The second week and the third week was easy. We got through it because I was already used to it. So we just went backpacking in the woods. We really went camping. Like we really camped in tents. I used the bathroom outside and everything. All that. Cook our own food. It was a lot.
So what do you think that experience taught you, or what did you take away from that experience?
Something big that I took away from that experience, leadership skills. It was, the school stands for National Outdoor Leadership School, so they were big on like teaching us leadership skills. So we had to lead our group that we was in. We were in a couple times. We had to lead certain classes. It just teach them about us and where we came from and all that. So leadership skills would be a big takeaway from that experience. And just learning how to survive your own. That's definitely a big takeaway too.
So from that experience, I remember you and I talking, and there were not a lot of minorities on that particular trip, correct?
Yeah, I was the only black person.
So how was that experience being the only black person in Wyoming and trying to and surviving in the woods?
It was an experience. It was definitely a culture shock, but when I first got there, I was a little hesitant, and plus I was the youngest too. Me and somebody else who was 1 year younger than me, but we were the youngest of the group of 12, and so it was when I first got there, it was different. But then as time went on, I just learned to find what we had in common and talk to them about that, and we had fun. We had fun anyway, so it wasn't that bad.
Okay. So you did China. You were able to go live in Wyoming in the woods. Yeah. You had a chance to see one of the greatest golfers of all time play.
Tiger Woods.
So can you tell me about that experience?
It was a good experience. It was my first time going to a golf tournament. That'd be a golf tournament, I think. It was a great experience. I like it. I definitely want to go golfing and do it sometime. I don't know about watching other people doing it, but I'll definitely have to go play golfing.
Play. So you graduated. You was telling me earlier about one of the programs that you kind of are involved in now. But before we get to that program, tell us about how your first and second year in college has gone.
My first and second year in college. All right. So my first semester, my first year, I did not really like it like that. I was like, this is not for me. I wanted to change schools, come here, come closer to home, probably go to HBCU. But that was my first semester. Then second semester, I started to meet more people and be involved in more activities and more college campus activities. So it grew on me, so I started to like it. That was my freshman year.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, my sophomore year, it was a good experience. I learned a lot. I met a lot of people. Stay focused on my schoolwork. It was hard with my academics. It was difficult, but I got through it, and can't wait to go into my junior year.
So let's just talk about now what I'm interested in hearing is more about this. As we start this leadership and mentor series, I really want to talk about the role that different people have played in the collectively to kind of help shape where you are today. So you say you come from Southeast DC, which is probably known for those that are familiar with the DC area as one of the most challenging areas, but you were able to kind of make it out of that area, really experience different things. What do you think was the biggest part in you staying focused and being able to not quote unquote become a statistic?
Okay. Well, my probably biggest thing that helped me focus and become a statistic was just to learn, my learning ability to learn from everybody. Whether someone thinks they good or bad, just learn something from them. There's always can be something to be taken away. Always can be something to learn from somebody. So I learned from everybody, and like around in Southeast, if they went to school, they didn't go to school, they taught me at school, they taught me outside of school. Learned from everybody. Helped me be a well-rounded, diverse type of individual, which has also helped me in other ways in life too. Jeremy has helped mentor me in high school, a time where I did not have, had very few or none at all, no like black leaders who to show me that they can go this way, to show me the type of way that they can go. I had a lot of people telling me what type of way, the way that you can go, this way, this what you should do, this what you need to do, but nobody was showing me like Jeremy was showing me.
So now, you told me earlier that you kind of you try to tutor young people now. What are you tutoring them, and what are you trying to teach them?
Oh, no, I don't tutor. I had a tutoring program.
Okay.
It was tutoring, like my tutor was tutoring me.
Okay.
But yeah, I get paid for that. But yeah, when I graduate, I'm definitely become a tutor to give back.
Okay.
To help them. Definitely.
So what are you passionate about?
I'm passionate about learning and working hard. I want to be like an all-rounded person, a well-rounded person. So major in finance. But I also want to learn like probably something on cars or something else. Learn something else so I can have something else to fall back on. And also, like if I go somewhere, travel somewhere, I can use that to make money too. Depending on my degree, and also vice versa. I can use my degree to help me out, get through certain things too. So yeah.
So what would you tell for those that are kind of listening to this podcast and you wanted to kind of leave them with something? What would be like a nugget that you would leave them with or share with them?
Wait, to who though?
To anyone.
Okay.
People your age, young people that's still in high school, gonna be graduating. What would you tell the people that are kind of coming, that's gonna be graduating soon, and what kind of advice would you give them?
All right, for those who are graduating soon, around my age, I would say keep an open mind. Don't be narrow-minded. Keep an open mind. Learn from everything. Learn from everything. And every experience, bad, good, if it's good or bad, something that you're not interested in, learn from it. Take something from it. Help you develop as a person and as an individual. and then you can practice that, and then hopefully once you get to a certain age where you think you're doing well in that in that part, in that aspect, then teach it to somebody else, because there's a lot of, we do not have any teachers. Well, there's a lot of students without teachers who want to learn but don't have nobody to learn from, so they have to learn on their own. So that's why I thank God for people like Jeremy being mentors, helping me to show, not just telling me but showing me how to do things. So when you become good enough in that part, show somebody else how. Don't just tell them. Teach somebody by showing them, and that goes a long way too. So yeah, that'll be a sick one.
One last thing, can you just tell us about what's next for you? You say you're a junior. You are going to start your major classes this upcoming fall. So what do you see? What would you like in the next 2 years or so at the for you?
The next 2 years, I would like to be in the military, and I would like to go into the Army. I would like to graduate from college, and then go into the Army as an officer. I would love that. That's my number one. That's my number one goal. But if that doesn't happen, then hopefully probably working somewhere at a bank, probably doing something with money, handling money. Or China, going to China, doing something over there. I know China and U.S. have a good relationship, so I want to be involved in that relationship. Probably working for the government, doing something in the government. Yeah, that's what I see myself doing, something with money.
Are you still in ROTC?
Freshman year, I was. Now I'm not.
Okay.
But I plan on going back into it because it helps you. So yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, anything else you want to leave with the folks?
Keep an open mind, learn everything you can, and then teach to others. Teaching once you learn.
All right. Well, thank you, Kasey Davis, for this interview, and thank you for taking the time to speak with FreeLunch Podcast and share your story. So we're thankful and we're grateful for having you. Okay.
Yep. Thank you. All right. Make sure you subscribe to FreeLunch Podcast, available on iTunes and SoundCloud.
Just cause you rich don't mean a thing. You can't even go up in the street, you used to hang. Putting on for the fame, you don't know about real pain. Fairy telling ass nigga, oh scary ass nigga. Don't get back to your city, they should jack your ass. Did my research, baby, they don't live like